Girls trip off to Skagen with my housemates Ellie, Brooke and Erin, and with my friend Elishia still in tow. Skagen is the northernmost point of Denmark, and we went to enjoy it with a little weekend getaway. As you can tell, there's still snow and I was super excited to explore. Poor Elishia was still very tired, so we let her have a quick nap before getting into the boogies with some good tunes in the car.
Hands on your knees, hands on your knees. Oh yeah, I need you around.
Thankfully, Ellie is a very responsible driver and kept her eyes focused on the road. We were trying to get to the tip before sunset. Planning things to see in daylight can be tough in Denmark when the sun sets at around 4 p.m. When we factored in picking up the car from the rental place, driving over 3 hours from Aarhus and potential breaks in between, the drive almost became an anxious wait to see whether we'd make it in time for sunset. Thankfully we made it with time to spare, and I think we were treated with the perfect weather and a pretty sky. The icy snow was super slippery. I definitely landed on my bum a couple of times. I'm not wrong. Oh! I really hope she falls.
Shut up.
As you can tell, we're quite the giggly bunch, which made this such a fun little trip. Here are Brooke and Erin, quite literally at the northern tip of Denmark. We also spotted a seal. If you look really closely, you might be able to see its little head bopping up and down among the waves.
I didn't find you around rock. I was looking.
Now I'm satisfied. We also spent a decent amount of time rock hunting, trying to find the most perfect, smooth, round rocks. I was also super excited to have come away with some beautiful little pieces of sea glass.
No. I kind of just let it happen. So I don't really care. Yeah. But I was just like, I didn't realize. It's so awesome.
I don't know what this building was or what it was for, but we were keen to find out. Unfortunately, we didn't find out. We then kept moving back towards the car before it got too dark, slipping and sliding on the ice with the lighthouse working in the distance. The streets were lit up so beautifully, it was a shame we couldn't stay for longer. The wonderful Elishia offered to cook us dinner, which meant the rest of us got to sit back and relax while watching her do all the hard work. After a delicious meal, we all sat down to watch Varsity Blues, an American movie about college football. The next day was wet and freezing cold, but we had to get up early to make the most of daylight and the car hire. Unfortunately, we didn't get the chance to explore the town, but we did go to some sand dunes close by. It was so strange because the surroundings were just sand and it looked like we should have been in a desert, but it felt far from it. It was extremely windy, so much it hurt, and we had to try hard not to blow away. As you can see here, the sand was flying down the dunes, and we had to walk backwards up the hill to actually be able to move anywhere. The wind was so strong that it even felt a bit stormy. Take a listen. We didn't make it to the top, if there was such thing as the top. Every time we walked over one sand dune, there seemed to be a bigger one just over it. So back to the car we went, all rugged up and covered in sand. Massive shout out to Ellie because she did an incredible job driving in these conditions. At least as an American, she's used to being on the right hand side of the road, but I think anyone could have struggled in that wind and rain. Elishia couldn't wait to get to bed. Literally. I think she slept most of the way home, the whole 3-hour car ride. We arrived back in the dark, even though it wasn't late in the afternoon. That week we got treated to a little bit of sun, which was fabulous. I took Elishia out for the day to explore the southern parts of Aarhus. We happened to walk past this pretty advanced looking outdoor gym, and in the sun we obviously had to try it out. This was on the way to the Royal Summer Palace, where the Danish royal family came to spend their summers and Christmases. Apparently, it was a gift to the Danish king and queen back in 1902, and it still stands today as part of the royal family. The garden seemed to be filled with lots of sculptures and water fountains, most of which seemed to be well maintained. I then went to take Elishia across the road to the Infinity Bridge and Deer Park. Unfortunately, the Deer Park was still closed and we couldn't see any animal life beyond the fence, and the Infinity Bridge was no longer there. Apparently it gets taken down in the winter months. So, instead we enjoyed chilling out on a random pier just a little further down the beach and enjoyed the very fresh air. All too quickly, it was time to say goodbye to Elishia, waking her up at 5 a.m. to get on the bus to get to the airport to catch her next flight to Amsterdam. We had such a great time together, I was sad to say goodbye, but so grateful for the memories we made.